Let's start A skips. It's like a normal skip, but you drive your knee higher in the air and you have less time between each skip, and it will help increase your heart rate and get you loose. Next is B skip. It's like an A skip, but you extend your leg outward at the apex of each skip, and that activates your hamstrings more. Next is hip rotations. Bring your knee to waist height and make a big arc at a moderate speed from the side of your body to the front. This helps activate your hips and get them loose. Then go backwards and do some reverse hip rotations. The process is similar to forward hip rotations, but as you guessed it, in reverse. Next is walking knee pulls. Drive your knee up high, almost as if you're doing an A skip, and use your hands to pull it close to your chest. You should feel it in your glutes. For scoops, plant the heel of your forward leg on the ground and bring your arms low as if you're scooping something. You should feel this in your hamstring and try to keep your legs straight for the best stretch. On walking quads, bring your heel to your butt and pull your foot so then you activate your quads. Try to stand tall to get a better stretch and raise your offhand in the air. On toy soldiers, kick with a straight leg and bring your arm up and around to touch your toes. This will stretch your hamstrings and slightly activate your lats. Next is three-way lunges. Take a step and plant your forward foot on the ground and bring your back knee down so that it makes about a 90-degree angle. Stay upright. Then twist to the side of your forward knee. Then take your elbow and try to put it on the ground without sacrificing your posture, and then slide your back leg back. This will help stretch your hips. On quick hips, rotate your hips quickly so that your back foot oscillates in front and behind your leading foot. Then go in the reverse direction. Now do a quick hip with a high knee by driving your back knee up almost like an A skip. However, do not cross your feet in this exercise. And on toe flips, stay on the balls of your feet and make little flurry kicks with straight legs. Because we are doing a chest, shoulders, and triceps workout today, we need to start activating those muscle groups. The good way to start is through shoulder touches. Get in a push-up position and alternatingly touch each shoulder. 2 touches counts as 1 rep. We'll be doing 2 sets of 10, and for the second set, do a push-up between every rep of shoulder touches. Also, try to avoid rocking your hips back and forth, as that will generate momentum that will take away from the exercise. Next up, we're doing Supermans, which is an exercise that targets stabilizing muscles such as the erector spinae and abdominals. To perform this exercise, lay flat on the ground, belly down, and then bring your lower legs and your arms a couple inches off the ground. Then raise them both simultaneously at a moderate pace and bring them back down without touching the ground. Do 4 sets of 10 of these. We are entering the heart of our workout, starting with the barbell bench press. This exercise is a big motion, employing our chest, shoulders, and triceps, so we are doing it early on in the workout to prevent it from being negatively impacted by fatigue. Lay on a bench with your feet flat on the ground and your eyes about underneath the bar. Then position your hands on the bar about a thumb length away from the intersection of the smooth and the rough parts of the bar. Unrack it and inhale as you slowly bring the bar to your sternum. Then push the bar up so that it rests about above your eyes. That is 1 rep. While performing the bench press, avoid bouncing the weight off of your chest, as that will mitigate the benefits of the exercise. We will be doing this for 2 sets of 10, followed by 2 sets of 8 in which you raise the weight. That will be 4 sets overall. The next exercise we'll be doing is the incline dumbbell press, which targets your upper chest, shoulders, and triceps. Like the barbell bench press, this employs a lot of muscle groups, so it should be done early on in the workout to prevent negative impacts on it from fatigue. To do the incline dumbbell press, position yourself on an incline bench, roughly 45 degrees, and make sure your feet are flat on the ground. Then bump the weight up to your shoulders. To perform the exercise, exhale as you push the weight up and inhale as you slowly lower the weight down. You should make sure that you maintain a pronated grip throughout the exercise so that the workout will be evenly impacting all these muscle groups. And you should do this for 3 sets of 12 and then superset it with tricep dips. So these are tricep dips, which, as you guessed it, target your triceps, and they will be supersetted with your incline dumbbell press. So position yourself between 2 spotter racks, which are up at an even height, and then put your heels on one of them and put your hands gripping on the other one with your palms facing backwards. Then lower yourself to about 90 degrees and push yourself back up using your triceps. If this exercise is not challenging enough, you can put some weight on your lower abdomen to make it more challenging, and do this for 3 sets of 12. Now we will be performing the seated barbell shoulder press, which is an exercise that mainly targets your front deltoids and a bit of your middle and rear deltoids. To do this exercise, position yourself on an inclined bench, which is inclined about 90 degrees, and position your hands on the bar the same as you would for a barbell bench press. Then unrack the weight, and to do the exercise, push the bar up while you're exhaling, then slowly bring it back down to about your collarbone as you are inhaling. That will be 1 rep. Make sure you do not overarch your back, as that could cause back problems or injury. Perform this exercise for 4 sets of 8 reps and then superset it with lateral raises. So now we will be doing lateral raises, which will be supersetted after the shoulder press, and we will be completing this exercise for 4 sets of 10 reps. This exercise is great at targeting your rear deltoids along with other stabilizing muscles. To complete this exercise, grab a dumbbell in each hand and stand up relatively straight with a slight bend in the knee. Then bring your shoulders together in the back towards your scapula, and that will be your starting position. To start the exercise, you should raise your arms, which will have a slight bend at the elbow, very slight, and then raise them to about neck height, then slowly lower them down. That is 1 rep. Avoid generating momentum to raise the weight, as that will not target the muscle group in the extent that you would desire. If it is a struggle, lower the weight. Now we will be doing plyometric push-ups. Plyometric exercises are a form of training that use speed and force of different movements to build muscle power and, in effect, increase your performance in other exercises. And the plyometric push-ups applies this principle to the standard push-up. To do this exercise, you will put a plate on the ground. 45 pounds is a thicker plate, so that might be a better plate to use if you're stronger. Otherwise, use a 25. Then you do a push-up on the flat ground. Move your left hand or right hand, depending on what side you're starting, on the plate. Do a push-up. Then move both your hands on the plate. Do a push-up. Then move your leading hand off the plate. Do a push-up. And then do a push-up on the flat ground on the other side. Then go all the way back around. That is 1 rep, and you will be doing 3 sets of 5 reps on this exercise. And if I didn't mention it, this exercise targets the same muscles like a push-up, which includes chest, shoulders, and triceps. The plyo push-ups will be supersetted with plate raises, which is an exercise that targets your shoulders. To do a plate raise, hold the plate on each side at the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock positions of the plate like a steering wheel. Then slowly bring the weight up to about face height, and then slowly lower it down. That'll be 1 rep. You will be doing 3 sets of 8 of plate raises. Like the other exercises, avoid generating momentum to lift the plate, because that will mitigate the benefits of the exercise. Also, avoid standing too straight or arching your back too much, as that can increase your chances of injury. As we wrap up our workout, we will be doing some core exercises, and that targets the abdominal muscles as well as the obliques. The first exercise we'll be doing is the plank, which is an exercise that is great for targeting the abdominals. And to do this exercise, you will get sort of in a push-up position, but instead of your hands on the ground, you put your elbows on the ground, and they will be in front of you. You will also make sure that your butt is not too high or too low, and you will hold the position while squeezing your abdominal muscles for 4 sets of 45 seconds. Next up is the weighted Russian twist, which is a great exercise for targeting your oblique muscles as well as your abdominals. To do this exercise, grab a plate. I grabbed a 10-pound plate, but you can go heavier or lighter, and then sit on your butt. Raise your legs in the air and raise your back off the ground. I crossed my legs to make this easier, and you should do this so that your only point of contact is your bottom. Then bring the weight from side to side, touching the ground on each side. Each time side to side is a rep. Do 3 sets of 12 of this exercise. And if you're wondering why we chose to do core last in the workout, the reason is because the core muscles are used as stabilizing muscles earlier in the workout, so we don't want to pre-fatigue them and impact the other movements that we did earlier in the workout. That's why we're doing them last, so they can be targeted last and worked out last, so that they are not negatively impacting our earlier performance. So now that we've completed our workout, it's time to begin stretching. Stretches are great exercises that help us develop flexibility, which will help us become better athletes, and they also help us in recovery and prevent injury of our muscles. So what we're doing first, we're going downwards in a hamstring stretch, touching our toes. Keep your legs straight. Now we'll be going down again. Grab your heels if you can, like the back of your legs, and pull them so you can get a better stretch. And then you're going in an RDL position to stretch your erector spinae as well as your hamstrings. Then take a big step, sit on your hips so that you can stretch your hips, and then twist towards the side of your up leg. Then slide your back leg back, bring your elbow to the ground. That will also stretch your hips, and push your knee out wide to stretch your hips as well as your Achilles. Then bring your up leg closer to your knee and stretch by pushing out wide again. That will stretch your Achilles as well as your hips, different muscles. And then you slide your foot across and sit on your quad to stretch your glutes and your hips. Then we switch it up, sitting up straight again to stretch like our hips by putting our pelvis forward. Then we twist towards the side of the up leg. Then slide our back leg back, put our elbow on the ground. That helps us stretch our lats as well, I guess. And also you push your knee out wide to stretch the Achilles and the hips. Then we bring the foot of our up leg back, do the same thing, pushing our knee wide, and then we slide it across and sit on our quad, which will stretch our glutes and our hips. Now we get in a position where our legs are at 90-degree angles, and we stretch our erector spinae through these exercises, going all the way to the left. Then we put our chest on the up knee, the front knee, and then I'm struggling a little right now, but then you grab your left foot with left hand, right shin with right hand, and put your chest in between. Then I'm switching up the position to work the other side of my erector spinae, and I lay all the way to the right, trying to bring my shoulders closer to the ground. Then I try to put my chest on the front knee, and then I grab my left shin with the left hand, right foot with the right hand, and bring my chest close, or head close, in the area in between. So now we're getting in a butterfly position, and grab your ankles and sit up super straight to stretch your lower back, the erector spinae, as well as your hips. Then grab your toes and curl up in a ball, and that will help your groin stretch, as well as your erector spinae. Then we're getting in a position with our heels close to our butt on our heels. Keep your arms forward, and it can stretch your upper back, or maybe lats if you get your chest low enough. Then we get in a downward dog position, which stretches our calves. Put your right leg behind your right foot behind your left foot behind your right, and those will stretch their respective calves. And then I'm getting into a side profile here, in which we stretch our Achilles by bringing our knees close to the ground, and hold that for a little bit. Then get back in a downward dog and walk yourself up with your hands. Then get by a sturdy structure, and we're doing quad stretches now. Grab your right quad with right hand, right quad with left hand, and left quad with left hand. And one thing you should be doing, you should be pushing against your hand with your quads, using your quads through your feet. Then left quad, right hand. And now it's time to work the muscles, or stretch the muscles that we worked earlier. So here's a shoulder stretch. Have their partner put their arm straight up and pull it down. Then to the side, that's a chest stretch. good chest stretch, and make sure you don't pull too hard, but make sure you're giving them work as well. And then another shoulder stretch. Have them put their arm to their side with their wrist facing the opposite way. Now we're doing the other arm on the other side of the body, so that's the shoulder stretch. One thing you should do is put your hand on the small of their back, or not the center of their back, and that there right there was the chest stretch. And then now we're doing the other shoulder stretch.